video to find out what's the surprise. That was probably the question on your mind. But once you started watching the video, you probably started wondering, why is he dressed as Charlie Sheen? And what I think is really the more important question asked here is, why are you not dressed as Charlie Sheen? Now, to address your first question, well, what's wrong with the surprise? I'm really disappointed actually. I thought it was going to be here by Saturday. Unfortunately, it's not. Today is now Sunday, so that didn't happen. We're hoping for the next few days for the delivery, and we'll be ready to share that with you as soon as it's here. I'm very excited for this. It's been a long time coming. But in the meantime, since the Trans Am Mustang and the Bobber are tucked away and we don't have access to them, we're going to work on the C6 here, get the last few pieces buttoned up. In the original video, we showed that the regulator on the passenger side window wasn't working, so we've got to replace that and a few other odds and ends. So let's get to it. As previously mentioned, the power window on the passenger side doesn't roll down or roll up correctly. So as you can see, we've already got the door panel removed so we can get access to the window regulator. That's the common problem on these cars. So far what we've read, it says that they're not repairable, so we've ordered a new unit to replace this with. It's pretty expensive, but after we've replaced it, we'll take the other one apart and see if there is actually a way to fix it, because I'm curious. So we're just going to show you now what happens when we try to roll the windows down. So you can hear it sounds like there's like paper crumpling inside, as if like the window tint was ripping off, but that's not the case. So that's like all the way down, it wouldn't go any further. As you can see, it won't go any further. And then when we go up, it won't go any further up as well. So it's sort of stuck. We've got the regulator out. On the right hand side, we've got the old regulator. Right here, we've got the new or used replacement, and the other remaining parts we have to replace. There's a map in that box. Here's a vacuum line that needed to be replaced, and a power window switch. So these are all the things that we got to put back into this, and now we're going to do the reassembly. So before we put this back in, we're just taking a look at what the common issue was. So here we see the new one. There's the plastic sleeve on this side, and right here you can see it's a nice straight clean wire, right? The cable. And then when you look on this side, you do have the sleeve there. On this side, however, you can see that the wire is not as clean on the other side. It's starting to unravel, it's fraying, and it's binding itself, and that is why the window won't go up and down. So you can see that we've got the window up, it's back in. As we open the door, you saw that the window rolled down. And when we press the button to roll it down, window goes down. Press the button to go up, window goes up. And you saw it close the rest of the way in. So that's all done. Evap tube is done, map sensor is done, and the hubcaps are on. So this project is now completed. So we'll have a video coming up. We'll take this for a spin, take the Mini for a spin. You guys been waiting for that for a few days. So this car is done, and we are very happy about that, even though it's a little bit late. All right, so the C6 is a wrap. You're probably wondering why it was daytime when the fast-paced scene cut through, and then now it's pitch black outside. So what happened is that in between those two scenes, you saw us installing the window regulator back into the car. Everything went in nice and smooth. That was great. The problem happened with the cable was binding. The window wouldn't go up or down. So we removed it. We put the old one back in. That worked fine. So we figured the problem had to do with the new motor. And then we decided to swap the assemblies over. So use our old motor, but use the new cable and the whole mechanism. While we were doing that, I let go of the round cable, or the round plastic wheel with the gear on it that had the cable wound on it, and everything was under tension. So once that released, it all let go, and then it took the better part of 4 hours to figure out how to put it all back together, and because everything was under very tight tolerances. Now, if we have to do it again, we could do it again a lot sooner, but it's not something that you want to go through. It's just a tip for you, for anybody that's taking it off. It's not that difficult to remove and switch it over to another motor. What you should do is that metal plate that's on the very top, just once you've removed it, slide it underneath of the whole plastic housing and underneath the plastic gear, and just give it 2 pushes and it'll come up, and the whole thing will come up together. The plastic gear inside, it'll stay there that way, and just put your hand on the top and bottom and then switch it to your other motor that you're trying to do. So that part, it's not that difficult, it's just it was a learning experience for us. So we learned something important today, but the good thing that we learned today after we disassembled everything is about that metal cable, and it is actually pretty easy to cut it and splice it with another one, and to make that nice and quick, easy repair. The only difficult part about it, again, would be to wind the cable up, because you're going to need at least 2 or 3 pairs of hands to get it back together, just because everything's spring loaded and there's very little tolerance to get everything in. But we'll have a video on that, on how you can just repair the cable yourself, so you can avoid paying a few $100s. So watch out for that video coming forward. And aside from that, so we've got the map sensor in this thing, we've got the evap tube on here, and the center caps in. C6 is done. So this project is done. The Mini Cooper, that's done. What we've got left now is that white Corvette, the Trans Am, the Mustang, the Bobber, and the tractor. So not too big of a deal, right? Okay, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.